Quiero besar tu boca, lo anhelo con ansias locas. Deseo abrir tu alma y entrar en tu manantial de granas. Tan suaves que son tus labios, como plumas de un canario. Tú eres como la espuma que brota al rozar del aire que lo toca. Porque Dios te hizo tan bella, eres tú una estrella. Me llama demasiado, quiero a mi lado, púrpura de mi alma, agua de mi vida. Buenas tardes a todos. Vamos a comenzar.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes. Vamos a comenzar en 5 minutos para darle tiempo a los demás estudiantes que se unan, okay? We are going to wait 5 minutes, so we are going to start by 4:35. Buenas tardes. I've been uploading the videos in YouTube. Anyway, I can send you I will try to send you the link through the chat, all right? Just in case. Quiero tenerte a mi lado, de ti estoy enamorado. Azabache es tu pelo y sentirlo pronto es lo que yo anhelo. Si estar contigo es posible, yo haría hasta lo inadmisible. Yo quiero que seas mía, que llegues a ser la niña de mi vida. Porque Dios te hizo tan bella, eres pura, eres una estrella. Te amo demasiado, quiero a mi lado, púrpura de mi alma, agua de mi vida. Porque Dios te hizo tan bella. Te amo demasiado, quiero a mi lado, púrpura de mi alma, agua de mi vida. Es que te amo demasiado. Es que te quiero a mi lado. Besar tus lindos labios quiero. Es que te amo. All right, buenas tardes to those who are joining us now. All right, I sent a link because at the end of the session, I will send it again. It's just a questionnaire for you to give me feedback about this. All right? You don't need to complete it. Now, something important. So as you know, today we are going to be working with the situations and the reading comprehension. The reading comprehension, we are just going to work with one example quickly, and I'm going to just give you some tips that you can follow because you know that the reading comprehension is mostly about the vocabulary that you know. All right? It's not something that is predetermined, that you can find some specific clues to work out the reading comprehension. All right. Vamos a comenzar en 2 minutos. We will start within 2 minutes. All right. Okay, so we are ready now. So let us start our session for today. Son las 4:35, vamos a comenzar. Buenas tardes a todos. Espero que todo el mundo esté bien. I hope that everybody is doing all right. So you know that the situations are kind of complicated because when you read in English and then you will have to answer in Spanish. And the most important part of it is that you need the vocabulary in order to answer. So as always, I say to my students, it's extremely important to, well, in this case, this was part, the orals and the written one, but it's important for you to read carefully, all right? You are the only one, it's the only way that you know what to answer. You have to identify the tense that it was used in the question, so you can answer using the same tense. Remember that you are going to be reading different situations. It could happen in the present, in the past, in the future. So you will have to use that tense to answer. So you have to remember how you are going to, which is the ending for the verbs that you are going to use. And remember, as I always say, try to keep at least 10 verbs that you have control over them. So that way you will be able to answer. Visualize the verb you are planning to use. That was what I was just saying. So you need to pay attention to those verbs that you are going to use. If it is comer, if it is caminar, if it is bailar, if it is nadar, how you are going to conjugate that. You have to look for the key words, all right? There are some words that you will definitely have to use when you are answering to those situations. Which are the verbs that you're supposed to use? It depends what the situation is asking you. Keep it simple, always keep it simple. Don't complicate yourself. There is a situation that say you are at the library and there is a sign on the wall saying that you have to stay in silence, you have to keep quiet. How you are going to say that? Just keep it simple. How we will say, if we see that sign, how we can say, what we can write there. How we are going to say silence, please. For example, how we are going to say silence, please, in Spanish. As simple as possible. You must know how we are going to say silence. Anybody? Mm-hmm. Yes? How we are going to say silence. Okay, vamos a ver. Muy bien, silencio, por favor. Perfecto. Silencio. Muy bien, silencio, por favor. No hablar alto. That's another way that we could say it, but no hablar alto. All right, this is another way. Mantener la voz baja. All right, in this case, what is voz? What do you think is voz? Yes, let me see in the chat room. Voice, muy bien. Okay, mantener. So if it is mantener la voz baja, what do you think this phrase is saying? Okay, let's see. Muy bien, keep your voice down, perfect. So mantener is to keep. All right, so that's the way. You have to keep it simple. You can't complicate yourself. You want to put a long sentence or whatever, no. Just try to answer what it was asked as simple as possible. Yeah, don't think about phrases in English that you won't be able to manage in Spanish. Yes, add adjective or articles or time expressions if you are certain that you are going to write them correctly. What you can't, just think about the next one, and that's the one that you are going to choose. All these things are going to go through your mind within seconds. So don't worry yourself. You have control over it because remember, you are going to write. As long as you are writing, you're good to go. So today we are going to take a look to 12 situations, all right? And you're supposed to answer in Spanish. What we are going to do is that we are going to work with each of them. You are going to give me you are going to send your answers in the chat room. You can decide to answer. And at the end, I'm going to give you some of the possible answers in this case, all right? Now let's see the first one. You go to the port to meet a friend. How do you greet him or her? Let's think about that. So you go there, how we are going to greet that person. Hola, mi amiga, muy bien. O hola, mi amigo, it depends. Hola, Raúl, ¿cómo estás? Perfecto. What else we could say? Using the time of the day, for example. When we use greetings, ¿qué tal? What else? If we are going to use good morning, good afternoon. Buenos días, buenas tardes, muy bien. So buenos días, buenas tardes, and you can make up a name because, okay, buenos días. Hola, mi mejor amigo. Okay, perfecto. So those are phrases that we could say. You greet the person. We are good to go. All right, now let's see the second one. What good news do you give him or her? So let's see. What is a good news that we can give to someone? Vamos a ver. Let me see in the chat room. So, all right. Muy bien. You continue with the greeting. Now, what is a good news that we can give to someone? Okay, let's see. Let's think about the exams that you are taking right now. Let's say that you want to tell that person that you passed all your exams or you got excellent. Okay, okay. Okay, en el examen, okay, we are going to change that at the beginning a little bit. We can say, tuve éxitos en mi examen. Okay. Tuve éxitos en mi examen. Sorry, examen is examen. Sorry about that. Tuve éxito en mi examen. If we want to say that I got good grades, how we are going to say that? How we are going to say grades? Tengo un grado 1, muy bien. In this case, remember that it's something that already passed. So in this case, you will have to say tuve or obtuve. It has to be in the past. Obtuve un grado, una calificación. That is una calificación. Calificación will be grade. Calificación de 1. Perfecto. Okay, calificación is grade. All right. Obtuve in the past tense because it is something that already happened. So in that case, we will have to use past tense. So let's see that you got a ticket to go on a cruise ship, or you are going to you want a trip to Europe. How we will say that? Let's take another type of answer in this case. If we want to say that I won a trip to Europe, how we are going to say I won in the past? What is the verb to win? You remember? Ganar. Muy bien, ganar. Perfecto. So in the past tense will be gané. Okay, muy bien. Yo gané. Gané. I am not able to put the tilde, all right? But gané has tilde. Gané how we are going to say trip or journey. Muy bien, viaje. Gané un viaje. You can use any country or you can use, I was saying, Europa. Gané un boleto de avión, muy bien. Gané un boleto de avión, gané un viaje a México, a España, a Italia, a Europa, okay? So we could use any of those. So those are, you have to have an idea. If they are talking about good news, what I can say, okay? You think about your grades, you can think about someone is going to take you somewhere. We can say my mother is taking me or my family is taking me to my favorite restaurant for my birthday. All right. So how we will say that? My family is or a specific family member is taking me to my favorite restaurant. How we will say that? Any clues? All right, so it can, mi familia me llevará. Llevará is with tilde because it's in the future tense. I couldn't add it there. Mi familia me llevará a mi restaurante favorito. Okay. Mi familia me llevará a mi restaurante favorito. Mi mamá me llevará a mi restaurante favorito. Mi familia me llevará a la playa. So you have to think about possibilities of good news that you could share in any of the situations that you can find, all right? Now let's see, number 2, your best friend is on holiday and called to invite you to join him or her. How do you refuse his invitation? How you refuse an invitation? Let's see. I share some of the, let's see that, lo siento, muy bien. You can start with lo siento. And how you say, disculpa, okay. No hoy, amigo, muy bien. If I want to say I can't, I'm sorry, lo siento, no, gracias. Lo siento, no puedo aceptar su invitación. Yo no puedo visitar a México contigo. Perfecto, muy bien. So those are phrases that we can use in order to, no puedo, tengo un examen importante. Muy bien. So those are elements that you are refusing something. So it can work in any case. You just have to have an idea how you are going to refuse an invitation of any kind, all right? No puedo ahora, lo siento, no puedo aceptar la invitación. Perfecto. Perfecto, excelente. Ahora vamos a continuar. What excuse do you give? So what is the excuse? What happened that you can't go? What is happening? Let's see, something that can happen in our life. What we could say? We can say that someone is sick. We can say that maybe me duele la cabeza. Perfecto. Necesito ayudar a mi madre enferma. Perfecto. Yo tengo un examen final de español, ¿ok? Final, Gaby, ¿ok? Final. When we want to say that is a final, we are going to say final, ¿ok? Tengo un examen importante, ¿ok? So it will be examen first because it's the noun, and importante will be the second word because it's the adjective. So first noun, then adjective. Muy bien. Now let us continue. So those are excuses that you can give. Someone is sick, or you are not feeling well, or you have something to do. Perfect. The important thing is that you know how to give an excuse, all right? Now, número 3, your end of the year examination results were disappointing. What does your mother say? Tengo una cita con el médico cada sábado. Muy bien, perfecto también. So your examination results were really bad ones. So what does your mother say to you when she saw that? Lo siento, mi hijo. What else? If your mother is mad, what she will say to you? Or you will say that you are disappointed. Estoy muy desilusionado con las notas de tus exámenes. Estoy muy enojado. Muy bien. So remember that in this case, saying that is your mother. So always remember to read before, and if it is your mother, will be muy enojada, muy desilusionada, okay? So that's important. So pay attention to the gender of the person who you are going to write down that note. And if it is a female, it has to end with A, decepcionada. Muy bien, no puedo creerlo. No puedo creerlo. Okay, Roshan? No puedo creerlo. Perfecto, muy bien. I can't believe it. Yo estoy muy desilusionada de ti. Okay? Estoy muy desilusionada de ti. I'm disappointed on you. All right? Muy bien. Perfecto. Excelente. All right. That's great. Now, what explanation do you give to your mother? So you got bad results. You're supposed to have an excuse. Which is the explanation that you give to your mother? What you could say to her? So if we want to say, oh, the exam was too difficult or hard, how we are going to say that? How we are going to say difficult or hard, any of those. El examen, ok, el examen era muy difícil, muy bien, difícil, perfecto, sí. Lo siento, mami, mi examen fue muy difícil, ok. No estudié, muy bien, no estudié, because it's in the past, ok, you didn't study, so it will be in the past. No tenía mucho tiempo para completar, mi examen fue difícil, no estudié, mi examen fue difícil. Yo no estaba bien ese día, ¿ok? Yo no estaba o no me sentía, estaba bien ese día. I wasn't feeling right that day, all right? Yo no estaba bien ese día, all right? Yo no estaba bien ese día. Perfecto, excelente. So those are phrases that we can use in order to give an explanation to that type of situation. And remember, this situation, it can be expressed in a different ways. It doesn't have to be this one, but at the end of the day, the answer, it can work out for a different situation that is asking similar thing like this. So you are absent from school for 2 weeks. What does your classmate tell you about the homework? So let's think simple. What does your classmate tell you about the homework? So let's say that he's or she's telling you that homework is due on Monday, or the homework is really difficult, or the homework that he didn't like the homework. There are many things that he can say about the homework. It doesn't have to be so complicated. So just try to think about something that it will be, hay tareas de inglés y de español, okay? Okay. Hay tarea de inglés, inglés y de español. Los deberes son muy fáciles y es para el lunes, ¿ok? Let me write the correction here, los deberes son para el lunes. Homework are for Monday, ¿ok? La tarea está muy fácil, all right? The homework is really, las tareas se deben entregar el martes, ¿ok? Entregar is el martes. Las tareas se deben entregar el martes. Homeworks are due on Monday. Las tareas se deben entregar el martes, okay? Mm-hmm. So those are answers that you could say in order to answer to a specific question like this that is about homework. What do you reply? So you have to pay attention to what you answered already previously. So you say that the homework is easy, or your classmates say that the homework is easy, or the homework is difficult, or the homework is due on Monday. What do you say? If you say the homework is due on Monday, what do you reply? If the classmates say the homework is due on Monday, what do you will say? Gracias, muy bien, gracias amiga. Puedo completar esos deberes antes del lunes, ¿ok? Antes del lunes, muy bien. Sí, gracias hermano, perfecto. Muy bien. Yes, you give them, you just show gratitude because they, the person gave you an information that is important for you, ¿ok? Puedo, let me share this with you, puedo completar la tarea antes del lunes. I can finish the homework before Monday, all right? This is the way. Ay, no, es demasiado pronto. Muy bien. Right there, Elizabeth, for example, I, after that you will put a comma and then you put no es no. I know. After no, you put the comma and then es demasiado pronto, okay? Because it's an exclamatory phrase. Oh no, it's too soon, all right? Perfecto, muy bien. Excelente. Now, let us continue. Gracias, ¿me puedes ayudar con eso? Yes, muy bien. Thank you. Can you help me with that? Perfect. Now, número 5. You have just arrived to a Spanish-speaking country. What does the immigration officer say to you? So what is the first thing that you just reached to a foreign country and what that immigration officer will say? Bienvenido. All right, remember that you are going to use bienvenidos if it is more than one person. All right, bienvenido. Muy bien, bienvenido a España, bienvenido a Puerto Rico. ¿De dónde eres? ¿Hablas español? Perfecto, yes. Any of those phrases you could say if it's about you are at a certain place, and bienvenido is the first thing that someone will tell you. Welcome to this specific place. Maybe the person wants to know if you speak Spanish. Muy bien. ¿Hablas español? Because they want to know if they can talk to you in your language, or they need to look for someone to talk to you. Muy bien. Perfecto. Now let's see. What advice does he or she give to you? So maybe they tell you to visit a specific place in their country. Maybe then tell you, be careful with thieves. Be careful on the road. Stay at this specific hotel. Those are things that they could say. So let's see what that immigration officer will say to you. What advice? All right, let's see that he want to say to you, stay at in a specific hotel. You just made up the name of a hotel. Visita los restaurantes famosos por la comida, okay? Visite, remember that in this case it has to be formal because it's an immigration officer and you are just a visitor, okay? Visite los restaurantes famosos por su comida, okay? Visit the famous. Tú necesitas un lugar para quedarte, okay? In this case, un lugar para to stay, para quedarse. And it will be usted, all right? In this case, the person has to address you formally. So it will be Usted necesita un lugar para quedarse. So in that case will be formal. You have to remember that you have to read the situation and check if in that case you will have to use formality or not. Okay? ¿Usted necesita un lugar para quedarse? Do you need a place where to stay? Okay? Perfecto. Muchas gracias. And then let's see that they want to say be careful with teeth. Let me give you this word just in case you don't know. Tenga cuidado, muy bien, ok, muy bien. Tenga cuidado con los ladrones. Perfecto. No, tenga. Ok, tenga cuidado con los ladrones. Muy bien. Now, let's see. Número 6. You are late for a doctor's appointment and your auntie stops you to talk to you. What do you promise her? All right, you are on a rush and your auntie stops you. What do you promise her? So maybe she wants you to do something for her. So most likely you're going to tell her, I promise to do it when I'm back, or I promise to help you when I return. So how we are going to say, I promise to. How we are going to say, I promise. Prometo, muy bien. Muy bien, lo siento, podemos hablar más tarde. Prometo, muy bien. Prometo, how are you going to say ayuda? Prometo ayudarte. Remember that you used it yesterday. Ayudarte. Prometo ayudarte cuando vuelva. ¿Ok? Lo siento, no puedo hablar ahora, mañana, perfecto. Yes. Thank you. So, yeah, the time is running. We have 6 minutes still. All right, voy a ayudarte más tarde. Prometo ayudarte más tarde. Perfecto. Gracias, Gaby. Prometo lavar los platos, ¿ok? Prometo lavar los platos. So we are going to remove that A before lavar, ¿ok? Prometo lavar los platos. Ok, muy bien. So those are phrases that you are promising her something. So what is her response? So you tell her, I'm going to do this, I'm going to help you later. Tengo prisa, prometo charlar contigo luego. Okay, now, what is her response? You say that you are going to help her later. So what does she say? She can say, oh, it's okay. Yo entiendo, mija, muy bien, vale, mi niña, muy bien. I understand, it's okay. Voy a limpiar la cocina cuando yo vuelva. Okay, muy bien. Vuelva in that case, Tasha. Okay, vuelva. When I return, muy bien. Vuelva. Sí, hasta luego, muy bien. Perfecto. So, está bien. Okay, mi amor. So those are things that your auntie understood what you were saying, so she good to go, and she will wait until you are back for you to say what you promised. Comprendo, muy bien. Que no quiero eso, no quiero eso. Muy bien, Roshan. In that case, instead of ese, you're going to write eso, okay? I don't want that. Muy bien. Eso. Perfect. Muchas gracias. Then we have 4 minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to close the meeting so we can join and there are no more interruptions. So now after that, we finish with this next slide and I will present you the examples that I have there and we go to the reading comprehension. All right. Entonces, los espero pronto. Vamos a cerrar y continuar.